Back tonight, you're in Focus, and thanks for staying on. In recent weeks, the ANC's election campaign had begun gathering steam. Party's former leaders, including President Thabo Mbeki, charmed large crowds during their campaigns on the ground. But now a dispute over candidate lists is threatening to stall that momentum. On Sunday, the party Secretary General Fikile Mbalula admitted to some glitches during the list process affecting at least 4 provinces. Newzroom Afrika's Juniour Khumalo has the details.
Over the past few weeks, the ANC has called on former leaders and party heavyweights to help on the ground in the final stretch of the campaign season. This was seemingly in a bid to try and undo some of the political blows suffered at the hand of former party president Jacob Zuma. His actions with his new party, Umkhonto weSizwe, had somewhat overshadowed its campaign. One of those who stomped the ground is former President and Deputy President Kgalema Motlanthe.
We are here today to do door-to-door, to give some fillip and momentum to the ANC campaign.
Motlanthe also serves as the chairperson of the ANC's Electoral Committee. He's also well aware of the internal squabbles that could pose a threat to the party's electoral fortunes in some provinces. This includes KwaZulu-Natal and Gauteng, where it faces close contests while also resigned to the DA's potential retaining of the Western Cape. But now, a challenge to its list processes in Limpopo, a traditional stronghold, poses a further threat to its hopes of retaining 50% majority.
Of course, there are glitches. There are about 4 provinces which we reported that are affected. Those matters are attended to. Largely affected is Limpopo. We are addressing that matter. The NWC have resolved to establish not a forensic, but an investigation in terms of what happened.
ANC MP Ponani Mkhabele is one of those affected by the so-called glitch in Limpopo. For her, it's a case of lightning striking the same place twice. In 2021, the Joburg High Court ordered the ANC to pay her over 1 million in damages after she was controversially left out of the party's 2019 list of deployees to parliament. 3 years later, she finds herself back to square one.
The question is, if Ponani Mkhabele was at 114, but she is pushed back to 124, how many people who are actually pushed back to accommodate people who are close to the leadership of the ANC?
Mkhabele is now also questioning the legitimacy of the party's claims of renewal.
We have elected an election commission which is led by former President Kgalema to make sure that list processes are not manipulated. But then here we are. President Kgalema is there. The president of the ANC has pronounced that there will be transparency. So what transparency are they talking about? What renewal are they talking about if they continue to traumatize women?
One political analyst believes these internal squabbles pose a serious threat to the ANC, in particular this province where it has usually performed well.
Obviously, it's a distraction. I mean, obviously, the more internally divided parties are, the more difficult it is for them to campaign. And not only because senior people might be not able to participate, but more particularly because if you have these internal squabbles, then it gets down to branch level, and then the branches don't go out and campaign, or at least campaign as vigorously as they need to in order to get in the vote.
A second analyst cautioned of potentially significant shifts in more urban parts of Limpopo.
Because the Limpopo province remains largely rural, it still serves as a stronghold for the ANC. So what we may see is that there may be some significant shift, if any, within the towns and cities, but not necessarily within the rural areas and villages.
The ANC's campaign appeared to be gaining traction in recent days and weeks. Its former leaders, such as Thabo Mbeki, were back on the ground and election posters were plastered all over the country. But after taking one step forward, the party may have to now take 2 steps backwards to attend to an issue that threatens to derail its momentum. It remains to be seen how quickly the ANC will address Mkhabela's complaints. For Newzroom Afrika, on Channel 405, I'm Juniour Khumalo in Johannesburg.